You're listening to Heroes in the Moment. What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
And today we're breaking down the new Joker Folie de Deux official trailer.
They were cooking.
Man.
This is one of the most beautiful trailers, man, I've ever seen.
I'm so excited for this movie. Any hate that came out prior to these trailers needs to die.
I know.
Because
it has. There's
it
no
doesn't
way.
match. Because these trailers are incredible. Joaquin Phoenix, Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
Todd Phillips,
man.
Don't distrust.
I
Trust, you know?
Man, the cinematography, the music choices, the color grade.
Beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
Beautiful, man. Absolutely.
It is gorgeous.
It's the color palette I love when I watch movies.
Me too. I love it.
I
am obsessed with it.
I love it. It gives that serious vibe. It gives that effect that we got underlying themes. Almost is like a piece of literature coming to life is what this movie feels like.
It's
I'm
like
so excited.
bright, but there's a lot of dark with it
Exactly.
too, you know?
Exactly. It brings in that Gotham City to life.
Yeah.
All right. So this one's official trailer. So this one's supposed to give us like more in-depth details about what this movie's about. So really after it's been 2 years since the original Joker, as this movie's taken place.
Yeah.
And Arthur Fleck, Joker, has gotten his name spread across all of Gotham. Everybody knows him. A lot of people are considering him a martyr. A lot of people are lifting him up.
A martyr.
Yeah. A lot of them are basically like, because he's in prison or Arkham Asylum now. So a lot of people are like, well, this guy, he fought for our rights. He fought against the man. He fought against this. He fought against that.
Yeah.
And we can look up to him, and all these people are, he's in this taxi or this police car, and they're in clown masks, like grabbing the car, and he's waving at him. And it shows like how powerful his message has gone.
And he's realizing that he has power.
Yeah.
I wonder how he ends up in Arkham. Right?
Well, at the end of the first movie, he was in Arkham. He got put in Arkham. He was arrested.
I thought it ended like with the takeover scene.
It did.
Like where
he was arrested.
I thought that was before they.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm tripping.
Or maybe did he escape from Arkham?
I think people were thinking that the end of that movie was like
I can't remember. I rewatched this not too long
ago. Because I thought his like Goonies, whatever, like they stopped the police and there's like a riot in the streets, right?
There was, but I want to say he was arrested.
They arrested after the riot,
and then he went to Arkham.
Yeah,
but I could be wrong.
Dude, it's been forever since I've watched the first one.
I watched it relatively recently, but I don't know if I remember. But anyway, he's getting taken in here, and he's hit Gotham like a hurricane, is what they say. And his message is being spread out. He's becoming Joker. And the thing about him, he's a psychopath, right?
Yeah.
He's not mentally there. So
no, he's imagining things,
right.
Man.
And differentiating, he's not necessarily a sociopath because he has emotion.
Yeah.
He's just psychologically insane.
Yeah.
And has a lot of issues there off of that. And all of these people giving him this attention, he's feeding off of it.
Yeah.
It's like he loves it. So
he's not used to it.
No,
he's
not used to attention.
As a terrible stand-up comedian, he was used to being a loner.
Exactly, being kicked to the curb. And now that he's getting attention and fame and desire, he's definitely going to play into that to get people to like him. Is his goal, even though this is evil.
It's like what reminds me of it's so dumb. The villain from Megamind, Jonah Hill's character. Yeah, he's a loser. He's a loner. Nobody likes him.
Yeah,
and
sure.
He kind of stumbles upon this power, even though his was like given to him, and Joker's his people are looking up to him for what he stands for.
I agree. And this is actually super crazy. I just saw this just now because I turned the closed captions on, the guy who's talking about Arthur Fleck in this first clip of the trailer is Harvey Dent.
Really?
It's Harvey Dent.
It's Harvey Dent?
It's Two-Face. But he's Harvey Dent as the lawyer coming after
Maybe
Arthur
he's the
Fleck.
one that puts him in jail.
So I wonder, is Harvey Dent going to be the villain of this movie? That's fire. As an attorney and trying to throw Arthur Fleck under the jail or whatever and keep him in Arkham or whatever.
And that is a fire idea.
It could be.
That's cool.
Because this voice is Harvey Dent. He says Arthur Fleck, he's become some kind of martyr. And then it shows, Joaquin Phoenix laughing and all of this stuff.
Now that I know that, I want to rewatch it and see if I can, identify like who it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they'll go with someone big, considering they have two like A-list people as their leads.
No.
They might go smaller.
I'd say they probably would go somewhere smaller, but I mean, for him to be such a major character, you got
Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman's Harvey Dent. That'd be insane.
This is rather funny.
No. But Harvey Dent's telling him he's saying he's a monster, and which is also just that kind of big parallel too, because in turn Harvey Dent becomes a monster, because of what the things that he's done,
because of the unfortunate
you live long enough to see yourself become a villain, Dark
Yeah.
Knight. So I wonder if this will have. I mean, I was gonna say like, well, maybe at the end of this movie, Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face as a result of Joker, but I can't say that because that's what happened in Dark Knight, and plus he was Harvey Dent when Bruce Wayne was Batman.
Yeah.
So that it couldn't be yet. So my thing is, I think in this movie he's just gonna be Harvey Dent going against Arthur, and then eventually maybe it'll show something or hint to Two-Face.
Yeah.
I think this would be a cool shot.
Okay, come on.
It'd be a cool shot.
Come on.
If like when they introduce Harvey Dent,
he
comes in and just half his body is in the shadows while the other half is out talking. Yeah. And then eventually he comes out and he's
like
fine.
Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, exactly.
Episode 6.
Exactly. So you just see like half his body, the other side's black to hint and foreshadow to Two-Face, but eventually comes out and he's not yet.
That'd be cool.
But it foreshadows
That'd be cool.
What he's gonna become.
Yeah.
Be sick.
I like that.
That'd be sick. All right. Then we get our first glimpse of a little bit of When You're Smiling, and it's Arthur singing. So we know it's playing into that musical aspect. We get a little bit of music. He's singing. So I wondered, in the first movie, it was stand-up comedy. In his mind, he was thinking he's a great stand-up comic until it was destroyed, this belief. Yeah. So maybe Harley Quinn is convincing him that he's a talented singer, and it's that opposite effect where he's not, but he thinks he is in this movie.
Or like she's a talented one. Or
she's trying to manipulate and mold him into one as well to be popular and have their own show, Joker and Harley, like we see later, but they're just insane or whatever, or this all in their head, this club that they're owning or whatever.
Maybe she's not a musician either. Maybe it's something that she's imagining too.
Could be. Maybe it's the opposite of like, in her mind, she's a talented singer. And in her mind, he's a talented singer too. And they get together and they can sing really beautifully and stuff. But in reality, it's not the case.
They're just trash.
Well,
they can't say
not that they're singing, but that they never were singing at all. They were going against each other, or they were fighting, or she was replacing that with like he was, maybe mentally abusing her, and she's replacing that mental abuse in her mind with song. Yeah, potential maybe.
That's like a WandaVision thing.
Yeah,
where her trauma, came into play, and she reverted back to what made her happy. The show she grew up watching. Maybe this would be the case for Harley Quinn's character.
That'd be a cool
with the music. Bringing her out.
I agree. So we see Harley Quinn fell in love with Joker when she first saw him, is what we're getting. She was a follower. She agreed with his ideologies and what he's doing, which they're differentiating from the comics. She wasn't a worker there, unless they do play, and it's a twist at the end that she was a worker this entire time, and he imagined her as this.
Or it's like a Shutter Island type situation. Would go hard.
Could be. But she breaks the TV and steals the TV with his face on it, showing her a little bit of insanity there. And maybe this is after the fact of like they haven't fallen out, or maybe this is before. We don't know exactly what's going on there. And then we see he's back to his skinny self again. He's super skinny. Joaquin Phoenix, such a talented guy.
Dude.
I mean, a little bit too much. He goes a little overboard. A little overboard, bud. Stay healthy.
I know, dude.
But
with that one shot of his back when he's walking, I'm like,
just see the bones. It's
I know, man.
Dude. And it's not like it's CGI. He genuinely looks like that.
I know for the first
one,
he dropped down to an apple a day.
Which
is
commitment.
That's commitment.
Yes. I could never.
It's also will kill you if you do it long enough.
Yep. That is true too. You need all the important stuff. Nutrients. And then we see that Harley Quinn looking like she's starting a fire in Arkham Asylum. Maybe this is a ploy to get them both to escape, what I'm guessing. And they're kissing in the chaos, which perfectly ensembles their characters. Makes total sense. So I appreciate that. And then you see Joaquin Phoenix just singing all creepily. And I love how it's just not like he's singing like in this whole musical number. You got dancing around and all this stuff. Instead, he's just looking at the TV screen, smoking a cigarette, and he's just blurting out the song. Like it's mental.
Yeah.
Cool. So cool. Cold. This movie's going to be so good.
That's going to be so good.
I'm so excited. All right. So then we go on, and he's got his own club now. He's performing. He's saying the stuff. He's like, "Oh, we got to smile." And then you got him and the spotlight and them dancing and just all of this stuff happening. Yeah. That that like all of this stuff is showing all these visions and stuff.
There's no way this part is real.
No,
there's
no
way.
It's not real. And it's like they're creating joy or happiness in their minds that is just really false in placement that they don't have. And that's just going to be the whole theme of this movie, is that between two people mentally,
it's like a shared delusion.
A shared delusion that they both share to block out the world. And that's just going to be the central theme, I think, of this movie.
Whereas music is that thing for them.
And plus music added on as that emotional support that they both need but can't hold on to. Oh, it sounds so good. I love this idea.
Yeah.
I love this concept. Todd Phillips, you're a genius.
He's cooking.
He's a cooker. All right. So then we get Arthur Fleck in the courtroom. So apparently this is his trial against whatever he did, I guess, shooting Murray, in the whole scene. I love how he says that. Murray. Murray. Anyway, he's getting a trial and, he's still laughing, still doing the same silly thing. And he's got a really cool scene. He's got like almost a Saul montage, like Better Call Saul. He's pointing at everybody. He says, look around, all these people, the hypocrites, all of them, and all of this stuff, really reinforcing it. And he's like, well, goodness, is this real too? Or is he actually genuinely here saying this as a live testimony? And he's painted as Joker, but he's making this courtroom realize, okay, maybe we are the bad guys. I mean, it's an interesting concept to see what will happen in this courtroom.
Yeah, I definitely do think that part is real.
Yep.
As to what he's saying, I wouldn't be surprised if he was just imagining that, to kind of project himself being more powerful than he actually is.
Absolutely.
Considering that he's already captured and he's on trial.
Sure.
I wonder at what point in the movie is this going to take place? Because I think
the trial?
Yes.
I want to say third act. I really do. Or unless it's the very first scene. Either the very first scene or beginning of third act.
Third act, it would kind of mirror the Murray scene, right, in the first one.
Yep.
Especially because we see later what he does to the judge.
Yeah, like I said, it'll either be the first scene or one of the last scenes, probably in the third act. I would say is what my guess. All right, so then we see Harley Quinn in the elevator, all Harley Quinned up. I really do think that this movie is going to play into this detail. We also see him escaping from Arkham, it seems like, and I think Harley's going to be we say Harvey Dent's going to have a big role and potentially be a villain, but what if Harley's the villain? Harley is his emotional villain. I mean, that's never been done before, that Harley is the one that's plaguing his emotions, plaguing his mind, because maybe his title, his fame that he achieved from, his infamous things that he's done, maybe she desires that.
You say maybe she's trying to latch on to him.
Exactly. Right? Latch on to where she gets the fame. She becomes Harley Quinn. She gets her costume. She's coming out of the elevator. She's walking up the stairs. She's dancing with him until she doesn't need him anymore.
What if, just like in the first one where Arthur Fleck was an aspiring comedian but failed, what if she's the aspiring musician
but failed?
But failed, and then uses that to latch onto him and branch off.
Absolutely. And maybe she's like convincing him that we can do it together. We can have comedy or we can have music and we can latch onto those things. But in reality, she's just using him to get her own fame to when she doesn't need him anymore, and then she cuts him.
Oh, and then he becomes...
and then he gets even worse.
Absolutely unhinged, because he's already mentally terrible. So.
Exactly. So
I like that idea.
Potential. And then maybe that he goes and he kills this version of this Harley or whatever, and then he meets the actual Harleen Quinzel when he goes back to Arkham after being insane.
Oh, dude.
The actual one that he turns and manipulates to be the
one. Because at that point he's Joker. Right? And he wants that Harley that he had.
That Harley.
And he slowly manipulates. Mm-hmm. Michael, that's brilliant.
That could potentially be the
brilliant,
ending.
Michael.
I don't know. We'll see. I
that'd
think
be so
really cool.
You'd have Lady Gaga essentially playing like a placeholder.
A placeholder.
For the real.
But
that's such a brilliant idea, though.
Yeah. It's potentially possible.
I like it.
I think that'd be really intriguing.
Huh.
All right, so then they're up there on stage saying, let's give the people what they want, saying they're all famous, doing this thing, so things are blowing up. They're dancing on the stairs, getting that cool scenes. There's going an insane element in Arkham Asylum. There's all of this going on. He beats the judge with a mallet, which is so Joker of him.
Yeah, I love that scene.
Oh, it's so Joker.
Grabs and starts whacking him.
Yep. And then we get the title card and a really, really cool, amazing scene there. And then you see just them two talking, Harley and Joker talking, and trying to figure out how they're both singing, and then a trailer ends in their song. So there's just so much potential right off the bat that I have to say. I mean, this trailer is something else. It gives so much but so little about this plot. We don't know this plot.
Yeah,
it just gives us enough to get a taste, to desire to watch it, and then theorize.
And chronologically speaking, you have no idea what happens when.
Exactly.
Exactly. And I love that.
A lot of people saying that this does go astray from the comics. Maybe it's not, and the real Harley Quinn doesn't come in until the end.
Yeah,
that's a potential.
That would be so cool. Miss Margot Robbie at the end.
Miss Margot. Wouldn't that be crazy?
What?
If she comes in as the doctor,
then everything is very confusing.
Then that would be confusing, but still super awesome.
That's awesome.
I'm so excited for this movie. I know you guys, the audience, are too.
This is it's gonna make more than the first, which at the time, Deadpool and Wolverine will be it. But at the time, it was a number one, highest grossing R-rated movie of all time.
Absolutely.
This will build on that. I definitely think that we could see Lady Gaga, winning an Oscar.
I think she could win a supporting actress Oscar, unless she gets the actress, the best actress. I don't know if it'll be nominated for that.
I know he already won, and we've talked about this before, but dude, everything Phoenix does is just...
I agree.
Absolutely insane. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's in the running too.
At least the nom, yeah. At
least a nom.
I completely agree.
October, right? Of next
year?
October. So
of this year, yeah.
We will be there.
We will absolutely be there.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for listening to this episode. And as always, if you liked it, please let us know by giving us a 5-star review and a download wherever you listen to your podcast. We have a new feature on our episodes where you can send us a message by following the link at the bottom of our episodes. You can submit your questions for Heroes Q&A right there. Also, if you want exclusive access to episodes, including additional movie reviews outside of our general purview and early access to all of our episodes, feel free to subscribe to our membership, Heroes HQ. And lastly, if you want to stay up to date with our new episodes and announcements, check out our Instagram at Heroes in the Moment.
And we just want to thank y'all for listening. And as always, we love you 3000.